Hi, I'm Erin Silton, and today I'm going to be talking about why the mental health of athletes should be just as valued as the physical health. Anxiety is defined by Merriam-Webster as an abnormal or overwhelming sense of apprehension and fear. While it's a feeling everyone experiences, high-stress situations can make this feeling infinitely worse. Imagine having to live with this disorder, but also having to cope with your every move in the public eye. When we think of our favorite athletes, we expect them to be tough and strong in every possible way of life, even when it comes to their mental health. This creates a negative stigma for athletes to even acknowledge their mental struggles. If you speak about your mental health, you are seen as weak. If you let it show during a match or a game, you are seen as too emotional. This can make people feel like they need to ignore their pain and work through it, even though it can end up devastating their mental and physical health in the long run. Trying to balance all the parts of their life makes it easy for athletes to crack under pressure. Even so, the judgment that society places on them makes it difficult for them to acknowledge their struggles, let alone get help. The mental health of athletes should be just as valued as their physical health. The negative stigma against mental health affects everyone, not just athletes. However, the reasoning differs. If you ever played a sport or worked out, chances are you've heard of the no pain, no gain mentality. Athletes are told to ignore and work through it when a workout is difficult, but this message can easily carry over into the mental aspect as well. If an athlete ignores their physical pain and continues to play with a slight injury, the injury can only worsen, causing it to become more severe. The same goes for mental health. If an athlete starts to burn out mentally, they can quickly fall into a depression. If they do not make a change, this can also cause their depression to worsen. Athletes can be at a higher risk for developing anxiety or depression due to the expectations placed upon them. Victoria Garrick, a former volleyball player for the University of Southern California, discussed her personal struggles with mental health in a TED Talk. Garrick was a walk-on at USC, meaning she did not earn a scholarship to become part of the team. This motivated her to work as hard as possible, as she knew she had the potential to get a starting spot. She ended up starting every conference match of her freshman year and was a part of a national championship winning team, but soon realized her dream was not all that she believed it would be. Due to long hours, travel days, missed classes, makeups, and never-ending workouts and games, Garrick quickly became depressed. In her TED Talk, she states that when she was at the end of a match and felt like she couldn't do it anymore, she would work through and finish, as that was the grind. But being a part of this culture makes it so hard for athletes to differentiate between what is hard work and what is pushing yourself too far. When does pushing through to get through a practice become pushing through just to get through a conversation, or pushing just to get through your day, or even your life? These expectations that Garrick was placed under made it easier for her to disregard her mental struggles, as the game always came first. Many athletes have spoken about their mental health, but very little change has been made. In summer of 2021, Olympian Naomi Osaka made the decision to drop out of the French Open, one of the biggest tennis matches. She stated that her decision was a warning shot to the sports industry that it can no longer disregard the well-being of those who play the games. This is the result of being forced to complete press interviews, which caused her major anxiety and long bouts of depression. These interviews she described as making her feel dehumanized, and her decision to drop from the tournament threatened her whole career as a professional tennis player. In 2018, DeMar DeRozan of the NBA became one of the first major athletes to speak up about mental health, tweeting, "This depression got the best of me." Kevin Love followed in his footsteps as he discussed a time where he suffered a panic attack before a game and was told by his coaches and staff to deal with it on his own. It is clear that many professional athletes are struggling, so why does the public generally still disregard the importance of their mental health? The seriousness of the issue of mental health proves itself to become heavier and heavier. 2022 was a very eye-opening year for the severity of mental health among college athletes. As we all know, college can be very hard just with schoolwork alone and can sometimes feel impossible. The pressure to deal with mental health on your own has a very negative impact on everyone. Just from the time period of March to April of last year, 2022, 5 high-profile Division I collegiate athletes had taken their own lives. Despite the openness of many professional athletes about their struggle, there are many people who still believe that they use it as an excuse for poor performance. The biggest example of this can be seen with Ben Simmons and the controversy that has been made around him. Simmons sat out of the beginning of the 2021 to 2022 season due to mental health concerns. This decision came with major backlash as he was traded to the Brooklyn Nets shortly after he made his decision. Many fans feel as though he was weaponizing mental illness to get out of games. While it is understood that people can be upset about him choosing not to play, it is not okay to decide whether or not he is struggling. It is unfair to judge someone's mental health, especially if you have no idea what they are going through in their personal lives. Sports Illustrated states, "We can't selectively decide which athletes get the benefit of the doubt based on whose stories sound more credible to strangers. If you want to believe Osaka and Biles and all the rest, believe Simmons also. Everybody's mental health is valid, no matter if you're a man, woman, athlete, or not." To conclude, it is crucial that we begin to value the mental health of athletes, no matter what level of play or popularity. Everyone faces symptoms of pressure, anxiety, and depression, so we should have some sympathy towards athletes, as most of us know somewhat of what they are going through. Athletes are easily spread very thin and need all the support that they can get when it comes to their mental health. We have seen the gravity of the situation and what can happen if nothing is done. It is okay for people to struggle mentally, and it is okay to struggle for athletes as well. Everyone's mental health is valid, whether you're a professional athlete or working a desk job.